Breaking news now, a judge denying immunity for a former Decatur police officer charged with murder. That's according to an order Way 31 News just obtained. Last week, attorneys for Bailey Marquette argued he was acting within his duties as an officer when he shot and killed Steve Perkins in September 2023. However, the judge's order says only a jury can answer the two main questions at the center of the case. Was Marquette acting within the scope of his employment? And were his actions consistent with what a reasonable officer would have done?
We are staying on top of breaking news in Queens, where two NYPD officers assigned to clean up the crime along Roosevelt Avenue are now facing charges, accused of stealing cash from a sex worker and fondling others inside an illegal brothel in Queens.
Yeah, those officers were in court this morning. So was Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim. He's live outside criminal court in Kew Garden, Queens, with details. Stefan.
Well, Sandra and David, the NYPD had flooded Corona, Queens, Roosevelt Avenue with cops after complaints from local business owners and families of prostitution and other crimes. Now, two officers are being accused of committing crimes themselves. Two probationary officers allegedly got a 311 call last July for a prostitution complaint. Prosecutors say after they arrived on scene, body camera footage captured them giving the all clear, and then they turned them off. One of them then allegedly snatched the key to the brothel from a sex worker, only to return both of them 8 hours later, still in uniform with badge and gun. They allegedly removed the client inside, then turned the lights off. Officer Justin McMillan is accused of taking cash from a sex worker's purse. Unclear the amount of money he snatched. Then he's accused of fondling her. Officer Justin Colon is also charged with second-degree burglary and forcible touching because he was present that day with gun and badge. Both pleaded not guilty today. Again, this allegedly happened last July. This was reported, though, the day of the incident. Sources say IAB was all over this from the start. The officers have been on modified duty since that day. They are due back in court in April. They pleaded not guilty and declined comment as they left the courtroom today.
The highway patrol trooper's arrest, charged today with raping a woman following a traffic stop. And this case dates all the way back to January.
News 4's Spencer Humphrey is looking over the new court documents, and we should warn you, some details are graphic.
An Oklahoma state trooper allegedly giving a woman an ultimatum when he pulled her over here in South Oklahoma City back in January. She could either go to jail or have sex with him. The details in the arrest affidavit for Oklahoma Highway Patrol Trooper Jarquez Evans are disturbing. Investigators say it all started when Evans pulled over a woman for an expired tag near Southeast 29th and High Avenue just before 10 p.m. on January 26th. The affidavit says Evans' body cam and patrol car dash cam were rolling as he walked up to the woman's car, the woman allegedly telling Evans she had an illegal drug pipe inside. Evans ordered her to get out and searched her pockets before then searching inside her car, where he found a sex toy in her purse. Investigators say he brought it up to the woman, saying, "Mine is bigger," then telling her he wouldn't take her to jail for having the pipe if she would just have sex with him. The woman later told investigators with the Oklahoma City Police Department that she agreed, and the two drove to a nearby parking lot where Evans got in her passenger seat and had sex with her. The affidavit says she even asked Evans if she would be charged with prostitution for having sex with him, to which he said no, and that he'd taken off his body camera and microphone. Investigators say Evans later bragged to a friend about what happened, but told them the woman is who proposed having sex. OKCPD investigators sent Evans' uniform pants to OSBI's crime lab, where tests on them found a fluid stain matching Evans' DNA profile and another likely matching the woman's profile. Evans was booked into the Oklahoma County Jail Friday on charges of rape and forcible sodomy. In Oklahoma City, Spencer Humphrey, Oklahoma's News 4.
We reached out to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol hoping to ask them some questions about this. A spokesperson would only confirm Evans had been arrested and is currently on administrative leave. They did not tell us how long he's been on leave and if it is paid or unpaid. We'll keep asking.
Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m. bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you all made it through the storm last night. And we're going to start it out in Jacksonville. That's right. For about the 24th time, Sheriff T.K. Waters is the worst sheriff in all of America, and his guys get arrested all the time. That's a fact. So what we have here is a JSO officer arrested and accused of stealing a handbag of a woman that he had arrested. Officer Shane Metz immediately resigned. Oh, TK, let him resign. And we're in Jacksonville, Florida. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arrested an officer accused of stealing a woman's handbag and discarding it behind a Mandarin apartment complex. Okay. And it says here, the JSO said that on March 20th, a woman whom Officer Shane Metz arrested in December 2024 reported that she didn't get her handbag back when she was released. Detectives discovered that Metz didn't submit the woman's handbag as personal property when she was booked into the jail. He searched the woman's bag and discarded it in the Mandarin apartment complex dumpster. Typical Jacksonville Sheriff's deputy. Just like TK Waters, they're all a bunch of losers. Okay, on March 27th, Metz was arrested for petty theft, a first-degree misdemeanor, and he immediately resigned. Metz was employed with the agency for 2 years and 7 months. I bet he and TK were personal buddies, too. This is the fourth arrest of a JSO employee in 2025. Think about that, you guys. Last year, he had 24 arrests. TK Waters is the worst sheriff in America, and that's a fact. Let's move on with the show.
9 o'clock, tense moments at the Loveland City Council meeting tonight. A motion just passing asking a city councilwoman to resign, and it's all because of a viral video sparking controversy.
Yeah, this video shows City Councilwoman Erin Black engaging in a heated verbal altercation with a local citizen at a park there. Fox 31's Gabby Easter was the only reporter to speak with that citizen and was at Loveland's contentious council meeting tonight. Gabby.
Yeah, they are still actively hearing from residents in open comment right now. The majority of those open comments are regarding this video and the incident at that park. There was also a motion that passed asking Councilwoman Black, if she does not resign, to not come to any of these meetings in person while this investigation is still underway with Larimer County Sheriff's Office. Emotions were high on all sides of this, again, mostly involved with this video.
Dozens protesting outside.
Hey, ho, Aaron's gotta go.
And a packed house inside tonight at Loveland City Council meeting.
We are convened as Loveland City Council.
But the crowds here in response to this video.
What?
Cool.
This is the city of Loveland.
Cool. This is why I'm wearing a mask, by the way.
That's Councilwoman Erin Black last Saturday. Resident Dylan Kaiser outspoken on his beliefs online and says he's had issues with Black in the past. Facebook comments show Black asked Kaiser to meet at a local park to discuss their differences.
I looked at that as an opportunity to sit down with the counselor.
Heated comments exchanged before it transferred face to face.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! She just hit me in the face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a dog up in my face harassing me.
So easy in real life.
I was petrified. That's hard to deal with, just in general, and then when you're surrounded.
Black, during her comment, claims Kaiser was targeting and harassing women online.
Some people may find my actions as offensive. I find targeting, harassing, and stalking of women to be offensive. My hope is that the city will follow up with the many complaints made against Dylan Kaiser over the last 3 months.
Multiple council members addressed the incident.
Behavior is unacceptable for any elected official. As council members, we are entrusted to lead with integrity, professionalism, and respect. What happened was a failure of leadership.
Public comment focused on the incident too.
That guy that was not there to build any bridges.
Kaiser says he does wish he could change the tone of some of his comments online, but feels regardless, there should be repercussions for her actions.
And I knew there was going to be some resistance there, and I really was hoping that we could get through that resistance and have a civil conversation. Obviously, from the get-go, it didn't go well. No sitting councilor should act like that ever.
Now, in regards to that motion asking the councilwoman to resign, it did pass with an 8 vote. We did reach out to Councilwoman Black for comment before the city council meeting today, but we've yet to hear back. Live in Loveland, Gabby Easterwood, Fox 31.
We're banging through the headlines like you know we got to do, and we're still down in Florida. We're in Tampa, where McDill officer, a McDill hole, was arrested after being accused of sexual battery. Okay. A U.S. Army intelligence officer assigned to MacDill Air Force Base was arrested Wednesday after he was accused of sexual battery. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, deputies said that December they received a report that David McGillivray, age 37, forcefully restrained a woman and sexually battered her at her home. At his home. After the investigation, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrested McGillivray at MacDill Air Base, and he has been charged with multiple counts of sexual and aggravated stalking. That's the story on that guy. Let's move on with the show.
A federal judge has rejected a lawsuit filed by a former Henderson police chief against the city, claiming she was a victim of racism and gender discrimination. The case closed last week, nearly 5 years since Letitia Watson filed the suit back in 2020. The complaint alleges she faced constant efforts to undermine her authority and prevent her from adequately performing her job duties through, quote, lies, rumors, and false allegations. She served as Henderson's police chief from 2017 until 2019, just one of several in the past 6 years. The latest chief, Holly Chadwick, was fired last month.
Yeah, these bad apples, they got a look. Look at this guy. This El Paso police officer has been charged with assault against a family member. El Paso, Texas. Deputies arrested an El Paso, Texas department officer on Tuesday. Deputies arrested Gerardo Reyes Jr., a 37-year-old officer from El Paso Police Department. Reyes was wanted on multiple charges, including 2 counts of assaulting, causing bodily injury to a family member, and 1 count of interfering with an emergency request for assistance. Oh, Gerardo. Goofball. Authorities said Reyes was taken into custody without incident and booked into the El Paso County Detention Facility. His total bond was set for $12,500. That's the story on that guy. Moving on.
Well, just days after an Arkansas pit maneuver led to a Memphis woman's death on I-40, there's a second fatal spin out on I-55 that left a Memphis man dead.
And now the family of 36-year-old Ravale Murphy is searching for answers about what happened Friday night and why his life ended and others were put in danger. WRG investigator April Thompson has the latest.
Heartbreaking. It's a tragic.
How family of 36-year-old Ravale Murphy describes the last few days. Murphy, the latest person to die while running from Arkansas State Police. A trooper performed a tactical vehicle intervention, also called a pit maneuver, like this. It happened on Interstate 55 in Crittenden County, Arkansas, around 7:30 Friday night. Murphy's cousin Chris tells us Murphy was coming back from purchasing a car in Arkansas, and he and his girlfriend stopped at a gas station. He says Murphy's new truck didn't have tags, so Waldenburg, Arkansas police asked Murphy for ID.
He did have warrants or whatnot, and instead of giving him the ID, I guess he drove out. And they was chasing him.
This is what a pit maneuver looks like. And when an Arkansas state trooper tried to execute one on Murphy, the trooper actually rolled his unit. He was not seriously hurt. But another trooper caught Murphy and did another pit maneuver. Murphy was ejected and died the next day. His girlfriend had non-life-threatening injuries.
It's just too much. It's just too much. They don't have to do all of that. You know, it's I could see if they just robbed a bank and they got a call on them.
This Arkansas TVI pit maneuver case is the second deadly one in just a week. Last Tuesday, Tarkilo Hambrick was chased by state police officers for some 18 miles at speeds of 120 miles per hour. Hambrick's truck flipped into a ditch. A passenger, 29-year-old Laterica Woods, was killed. Khadijah Tucker is Laterica's mother.
They didn't have to do it their way. Their law needs to be banned. You shouldn't have to do all that to get somewhere. You after one person, you seen 3 other people in their vehicle. Y'all could have blocked their road off.
Arkansas State Police told us last year they do pull off on chases. We asked them about the most recent number of TVI incidents. They say in January and February of this year, they performed 40 TVIs, and there have been 2 deaths. They don't have final numbers for March, but we know these 2 cases resulted in 2 deaths.
We are constantly on the lookout for new technology. We're constantly on the lookout for ways to make these situations safer. But at the end of the day, the way to make it safer is stop running. You know, and that's our message to the public, is just stop running. It's absolutely not worth it.
For your news leader in Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Arkansas State Police tell us Reveal Murphy was wanted in Tennessee for assault, evading arrest, burglary, robbery, and assault on a first responder.
Okay, we're going to call it a show with that. Thank you so much for being here to watch the Bad Apple Report this morning, just like every morning. And if you're new and you like the Bad Apple Report, you have the people in the comments below to thank, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't do this every day. That's true. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. bright and early.